Banff has been on my bucket list for years, and after 5 full days of exploring turquoise lakes, switchback hikes, jaw-dropping viewpoints, and even a surprise snowstorm in June, I can tell you it absolutely lives up to the hype. If you're planning a trip, here's exactly how we spent 5 days in Banff, and hopefully it helps you map out your own itinerary. Hey there, welcome back to my channel, Salty Sarah. I'm Sarah. Back in June, my siblings and we decided to meet in Banff for a little bit of a reunion. My sister from Australia was here with her family traveling parts of the US and Canada, and Banff has just been on all of our lists, so we were all very excited to meet with her there. We spent 5 full days exploring Banff, and I'm so excited to share it with you. As always, I will link helpful blog posts and any tours that I talk about in the description below so that you can check them out if you're planning a trip. All right, so let's get started on how we spent 5 days in Banff. Before I jump into day 1, we actually arrived in Canmore the day before. This was my first outing since my mom's stroke in February, so getting to reunite with my siblings was especially meaningful. A friend in Calgary recommended Brigitte Bar for dinner, and we all enjoyed it and even celebrated my nephew's birthday. Great atmosphere, great food, and such a welcoming way to kick off our Banff adventure together. We kicked off the trip with Sulphur Mountain, and let me tell you, this hike looks simple on paper, but if you're coming from sea level, oof. It's 5.5 kilometers one way with about 2,200 feet of elevation gain. My family breezed up in about 90 minutes. Meanwhile, I was sucking wind at a 2-hour pace. But honestly, I'm proud of myself because I made it. The summit is amazing. Boardwalks, viewpoints, and the gondola building with restaurants and a gift shop. Our group split up and 4 of us grabbed bar seats at the Sky Bistro. The food was great, the mocktail saved my electrolytes, and the view is stunning even if you're not at a window. My sister and I took the gondola down while the rest of my family walked, but they did all say that it destroyed their knees, so keep that in mind if you choose that route. After the hike, we explored downtown Banff. Parking isn't free, but it's easy. After downtown, we lost a few to afternoon naps, and the rest of us headed to Bow Falls. Super easy walk, no hiking required, which my legs were happy about, and the watercolor is unreal. My brother-in-law flew in this day, so we dedicated day 2 to Calgary. I'll be honest, I personally wouldn't recommend a Calgary day trip unless you need to or have a specific event in mind. We ate at First Street Market, which was incredible and a recommendation by my friend in Calgary. Then we walked to Made by Marcus for ice cream. It was absolutely delicious and our favorite ice cream of the trip. Rain rolled in, we were tired, so we headed back to Canmore early to rest before our big hiking day. We booked a 7:30 a.m. shuttle with Moraine Lake Bus Company. The shuttle ran perfectly, and honestly, I'm glad we didn't risk parking. Crowds were already there at 8 a.m. This hike is supposed to be easier than Sulphur Mountain, but listen, I still felt the elevation. I took it at my pace this time and still made it up in just over an hour. My family was already sitting at a table inside the tea house, but the dine-in line was short. The long line when we were there was for takeout. It's recommended to bring cash, but they actually had a credit card machine when we were there. However, the waitress explained that service is spotty, so it's recommended to have cash in case. After our tea break, we tacked on Little Beehive. It's a half-mile climb from Lake Agnes Tea House and so worth it for the Lake Louise views. You don't even have to go all the way to the top, like concrete area, as some of the best views are actually before that point. The descent was much easier on my lungs, but rough on my knees. Bless my sister who brought a spare knee brace, it saved me. You can eat at the Fairmont even if you're not staying there. We ate at Louisa and I enjoyed a delicious meatball sandwich. We also went upstairs to the iconic window at Lakeview Lounge. If you're not a guest, you have to order food, so keep that in mind. We ordered drinks and dessert. This is one of the best surprises of the trip. It's about 40 minutes from Lake Louise, and the Takaka Falls were absolutely pumping in mid-June. You can walk right up to the spray, and it's totally worth adding to your Banff itinerary if it's flowing. The weather began to take a turn this day. It was mostly clear in the morning, but the cold rain started to roll in the afternoon. So we started our day in downtown Banff, which is adorable. We followed the visitor center recommendation and drove to the Banff Viewpoint, Jack Lake, and Lake Minnewanka. Even with the weather rolling in, these stops were beautiful. My friend in Calgary recommended Moraine Lake for sunset, so we actually booked a tour. However, due to the weather, there was no sunset. We still went and it was absolutely worth it. Moraine Lake is stunning even under heavy cloud, and the color still wows. Since we didn't get a sunset, we got to visit Lake Louise and we enjoyed seeing it at dusk with almost no one else around. The tour included pickup in Canmore, so the drivers in our group appreciated the break, and overall, we recommend this tour. I'll link it below in case you're interested. The Icefields Parkway is voted one of the prettiest drives, and I see why. Even with snow flurries in June, the views are out of this world. We only drove as far as Mistaya Canyon, but there is plenty of beauty on this stretch. The canyon required a short hike, but was absolutely worth it. Other lakes like Bow Lake did not require any hiking, which my legs appreciated. Pito Lake is the highest point on the drive, and it was actually snowing. There is a walk to the lake, and even though it's paved, it can feel tough with the elevation. It is a lot of driving, but overall it's stunning nature. We enjoyed dinner in Banff at Lupo Italian restaurant on our last night. By this point, enough snow had fallen and dusted the mountains, so the drive back to Canmore was a new kind of beautiful. So that's exactly how we spent 5 days in Banff: the hikes, the surprises, the knee-straining descents, and all the unreal views. If you want more Banff tips, I have a full blog post on Lake Agnes Tea House, Sulphur Mountain, and the Banff versus Canmore debate, all linked below. Make sure to like, subscribe, and drop any questions in the comments, and if you've been to Banff, tell me your favorite spot. See you in the next adventure. Bye!